We are Flivver Nation.
Hello everybody, I'm Joe Smith and this is our weekly conversation with Coach Mark Navarra. Coach, tough week last week. What happened?
I think you watch us turn the ball over 5 times, and then at any level you can turn over 5 times, you're not going to do real well.
Yeah, actually the opposite of last week,
right.
The week before, right?
Yep.
You got all the turnovers. So specifically, did you have some positive things that came out of that game and running?
I thought the overall effort was good. We blocked well. We got after it pretty good. We just hurt ourselves.
As far as the running game goes, if I remember right, Kresge was leading the way with the yards and the carries, and actually had a pretty good yards per carry average. Yep. Are we going to see more of Kresge this week?
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot more of him this week. He's been working hard. We're going to put him at the tailback spot this week and give him a few more carries.
Gotcha. Okay, so the Wausau East Lumberjacks come to town tomorrow for homecoming. What are you seeing from them? It sounds like they're a big team again.
They're really big. You'll see a lot of really big guys. They're 6'5", 240 pounds, 6'3", 240 pounds, probably about 240 pounds across the line of scrimmage. One linebacker, really big too as well. Physical team.
So do you see, as far as trying to get that ball and running, and you're going to have to focus on that, or are you going to air it out a little bit more?
Well, I think we're going to kind of get back to some basics with our team a little bit, and kind of tighten things down a little bit and see. Just get back to stuff we've done in the past, and not put as much pressure on our quarterback to make plays.
Right. So coming off a tough week last week, how was practice?
Great. The attitude has been awesome. I couldn't ask for much more from these kids. They're really into football. They're really doing whatever we ask them to do.
Good. Okay, so keys to the game. We skipped that last week, and yes. You hit it perfectly the week before. But what about this week? What do you have to do to get a win?
One thing that we talk about all the time is not hurting ourselves, and we did that last week. I think if we don't hurt ourselves, we'll be okay. And I understand football is a game where you make some mistakes, but just those the ones, the false starts, the offsides, things like that, that are drive killers for us. Those are ones that we need to just do much better at.
You're right, I didn't bring that up, but there were a lot of penalty yards last week.
Yep, just false starts and just things that shouldn't happen.
So what do you do during the week with that? When you come off a week and there's a lot of mental mistakes, is there anything you can do to kind of get them back on track?
Oh yeah, we talk about it a little bit, and then we put a little punishment if needed. Maybe a little extra running or some push-ups, something like that, just to draw focus to it.
Got it. Well, good luck, Coach. Everybody's looking forward to the game tonight, and let's get her done.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
We are a family. We are Flivver Nation. We are Flivver Nation.
Hello everybody, I'm Joe Smith and this is our weekly conversation with Coach Mark Navarra. Coach, tough week last week. What happened?
I think you watch us turn the ball over 5 times, and then at any level you can turn over 5 times, you're not going to do real well.
Yeah, actually the opposite of last week, the week before, right?
Yep.
You got all the turnovers. So specifically, did you have some positive things that came out of that game and running, passing?
I thought the overall effort was good. We blocked well. We got after it pretty good. We just hurt ourselves.
As far as the running game goes, if I remember right, Kresge was leading the way with the yards and the carries, and actually had a pretty good yards per carry average. Are we going to see more of Kresge this week?
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot more of him this week. He's been working hard. We're going to put him at the tailback spot this week and give him a few more carries.
Gotcha. Okay, so the Wausau East Lumberjacks come to town tomorrow for homecoming. What are you seeing from them? It sounds like they're a big team again.
They're really big. You know, you'll see a lot of really big guys. They're 6'5", 240 pounds, 6'3", 240 pounds, probably about 240 pounds across the line of scrimmage. One linebacker really big too as well. Physical team.
So do you see, as far as trying to get that ball and running, and you're going to have to focus on that, or are you going to air it out a little bit more?
Well, I think we're going to kind of get back to some basics with our team a little bit, and kind of tighten things down a little bit and see. Just get back to stuff we've done in the past, and not put as much pressure on our quarterback to make plays.
Right. So coming off a tough week last week, how was practice?
Great. The attitude has been awesome. I couldn't ask for much more from these kids. They're really into football. They're really doing whatever we ask them to do.
Good. Okay, so keys to the game. We skipped that last week, and you hit it perfectly the week before. But what about this week? What do you have to do to get a win? there you have an enthusiastic start to this one with the national anthem and, as usual, a wonderful performance by the Kingsford High School marching band.
Yeah, that band is dialed in. It's always fun to get out to Flivver Field. You know, kick off the event with Mr. Ben Shirk's band performing every Friday night here.
Mr. Shirk in his last year before retirement.
Happy retirement, Mr. Shirk.
So, Nick, as we get started and get ready for the kickoff, the Kingsford Flivvers will be kicking off to the Wausau East Lumberjacks. You know, coach's keys to his game: less penalties, no turnovers, and this is a must-win.
Yeah, must win. And my keys to the game we mentioned quickly. You know, they're fighting for a playoff spot. They got to get that 5th win. This is one they kind of need to get in with the tough GNC conference. That they're going to dive into that later in this year. The year's only getting colder. Football's getting tougher. Here we go to the field for kickoff.
There's a good kick to start this off. A little short, but hits the ground and pops over the head of the intended back, and he's not going to touch that, hopefully.
That's a Flivver ball. Flivver ball on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, what is he doing there? That's definitely a quick mental error on the Wausau team. You have to receive a kickoff.
It either has to go into the end zone for it to be a dead ball. Otherwise, after it travels 10 yards, it's live until then. What a break for the Flivvers to start this game.
Well, and that is a key to the game, getting off to a good start and getting your first turnover on that. So here we go. Kingsford 1st and 10. Going to take that ball on the 6, and it's not even 10. Check that. 1st and goal for the Kingsford Flivvers here on homecoming night. Cop in the offset eye. We have Kresge at tailback tonight. He gets the ball off the right side. He's pushing forward for 2 or 3 yards. Down to the 3-yard line goes Kresge. And boy, just a great start for Kingsford once again.
Yeah, it's an awesome start. We haven't seen that happen yet this year. You know, Flivvers starting off the game in deep in the Wausau territory.
So there's Kopp in the shotgun. He's waiting the snap. He's got some motion from the left side. That's 4. It's a fake handoff, and Kopp's going to try and get that in himself, and he is stacked up by 3 of the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, a lot of Lumberjacks there.
That tackle led by 54, Eli Glazer. He's a senior, 5'11". So that brings up 3rd and 7. And here's where you just really want to get this across that goal line to start this game.
Oh, can momentum switch right back to the Lumberjacks if they can't punch this one in quick and early. This is one Coach Navarro is going to really want to punch in. Look to him throw here.
Spread the field out here. Motion from the left side. Kopp has it. He's looking left all the way on the slant pass. And oh! Should have been caught. That was dropped, unfortunately, by 21 Carter Stankina in his hands. A little behind him, but couldn't pull it in. It's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, that's another one of those things. The colder gets weather, that ball gets a lot. As the weather gets colder, that ball gets a lot harder to catch.
And I'm glad you're doing it. I noticed when I started, my mouth isn't quite catching up to what I think my brain is trying to say.
Yeah, I got a slight lisp, and when the weather gets colder, my lips.
Your lips?
My lips and lisp don't go hand in hand. All right, back to the field.
4th down and 7. Obviously a big down here for Kingsford. Kopp's going to fake the handoff left. He's got a man in the corner, and that's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Flivvers.
Stankina makes up for it. Is that Stankina?
I don't think so.
Or is that who caught that one?
Lance Wise, I believe.
Norman on the catch.
Norman. Neither of us can see. Good catch, Logan. Flivvers on the board early here.
And that's what Kingsford needed. That's what Coach was hoping for, and he got it from his Flivver team tonight to start this game. So we await the extra point. Snap is high. It's up.
Ooh.
And that's no good. That goes left.
Looked like the kicker took a step backwards there before he went forward.
I don't think he actually thought they were going to handle the snap and get it down, so he already was taken off. Those Flivver jerseys, those numbers are hard to read. Is that 28 Lance Weiss? Is he kicking, or is that Norman? 20. The 8
I don't know.
is
Same
0.
mistake we made on the touchdown there.
I know it. Threw us for a loop there.
Well, if any of you could see, send us your tweets at JPSmithCo. We'll be taking them. Tom Quick, we're ready for some football. Go Flivvers indeed. Good to see you're tuned into the broadcast once again. Hey, you're usually in on the scores around the league. Let us know who's playing and what's going on tonight. And that I got the score correct. Fired up about the first touchdown here.
You are fired up more than normal. You have to be just to stay warm tonight. So here we go again. This time they will field it. And that ball is fielded at about the 5. Great kick. And the Flivvers are down to cover that up at the 20-yard line.
Does this just look like a different team out there tonight? They're flying around with a lot of energy. You see them jumping up and down the sidelines. Cold football in the UP, firing the boys up.
Okay, so here's our first look at the Lumberjacks. Turn myself down so much I can't hear myself. And they hand that off to the back, coming up the middle, and he dances around for, I would say, a loss of 1. Good defense there by Kingsford. Ben Stanish on the tackle.
Ben had a great game on defense last week. He was all over the field making plays, had the nose for the football.
Quarterback for Wausau, number 15, Ben Heinrich. He's a junior. He's got one back in the backfield, and he's met in the backfield. And could it be? It is. It's Eddie Cardew on the tackle.
Busting through the line, making the tackle, and a bunch of Flivvers sticking with it there.
He didn't have the initial stop. I didn't see who got that, but Eddie finished him off, and Cardew makes a big play in the backfield, bringing up 3rd down and 13 for the Lumberjacks.
Big 3rd down here. It'd be nice, get good field position, hopefully after a punt, and start another good drive. They're going to throw it here, rolling out left. He's got a lot of guys open. He found them, unfortunately, breaks free and pushed out of bounds across the 40-yard line.
Thanks for that play call.
Couldn't help myself.
That's a 1st down. So 2 in the backfield, waiting the snap, and he goes back and hands it up, going off the right tackle. And close to a face mask there, but Stanish again on the tackle, number 84, gain of a couple. Second and 7, 9:12 to go in this first quarter of play. Kingsford up 6-0 already. And the Lumberjacks look to hand that off on the left side and have a lot of room up the left side. And unfortunately, he looks like he's gone for the Kingsford Flivvers. Number 22 comes out of the backfield and has clear sailing right to the end zone. That's a touchdown, Wausau East Lumberjacks. 22, Sam Moses coming through the line of scrimmage, almost untouched.
Yeah, it looked like Sam had one arm tackle at the initial first level. Once he got through that, he made one cut and he was gone. No catching Sam.
Good blocking up front by the Lumberjacks. Created a nice separation and led to how long was that, 45?
Yep.
So here's the extra point attempt. The kick is down, it's up, and it's good.
Good.
And the Lumberjacks come right back and answer quickly, 7-6.
We'll bring you up to the broadcast booth here. Flivver Field behind us. The Lumberjacks answered quick there. Hopefully Flivvers can get a little bit going on offense. I'd expect them to throw the ball a little bit on this drive. We'll see what Coach Navarre has up his sleeve.
Well, we will see what he has up his sleeve. What we have on our head, though, are the Kingsford Flivver apparel. Get this from the
the Booster Club down in the actual concession stand. If you're here, I think you can also get this online on Kingsford's website, or at the school store. So come in to the game, get your apparel, grab a hot dog, hamburger. I'm repeating myself. Nachos. Already had a cup of hot chocolate.
I haven't had one of those yet. Kingsford has great hot chocolate. Get out to the game.
Get out to the game. This is a Kingsford High School broadcast.
All right, we'll bring you back down to the field for kickoff.
Takes a while for us to get back here and switch this. We're kind of... That happens. So broadcasting way up above Flivver Field. I can tell you there's not a whole lot of wind out, thank goodness. And here is the kick from Wausau. It's a low kick. Might be hard to field. It's not going to go out of bounds, and Kingsford grabs that quickly, and up the field we go, and there's room on the right side. That's number 2.
He's going to be tough to catch.
Kingsford.
Chris Carollo.
Carollo down the sidelines, and there's no flags, and it's a touchdown for the Kingsford Flivvers. Way to answer. Great run by Chris Carollo, who scoops that up and runs down the right sideline for 70 yards.
Yeah, that was a tough ball to handle, but once he handled it, he sure kicked it into gear.
Well, there you go. Kingsford is having their way as far as answering, and Coach Navarro's got to be pleased with how this game has started out for him.
Great special teams night so far.
And so often as you look back at these games, and a quick run to the, going to do 2 here with Kresge.
Flags flying.
They really rushed that play. That was interesting. Tried to get him off guard and couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, he was looking to make up for that missed field goal early on,
Yeah.
Early on the last series.
I know. You know, I know. We all know, How's that tweeter working?
Not much action on the tweeter tonight. Trying to see what's going on around the league. End of the first, Iron Mountain's up 7-0 over Calumet.
That's a big game tonight.
I take that back. Halftime, Iron Mountain's up 7-6 over Calumet. That is a big game. In Norway, Bark River, they got a homecoming game tonight.
So unlike a lot of Kingsford Flivvers games we've broadcast this year, this one's starting out quite fast for the Kingsford Flivvers, which is exciting. Ben Standish putting that ball down on the tee. Like I said, it's pretty cold this evening, but no wind.
Thank God.
So here we go, another great kick by Ben. Taken at the 10-yard line by the Lumberjacks. Nice pushback.
Fumble! Ball's on the ground. It's going to stay in bounds.
Ben,
he's going to scoop. The kicker scooped. The kicker scooped the ball. Flivver ball again in the within the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. The kicker took that. Ben Stanish came down the left side, scooped it up. Out of bounds at the 15, and another great opportunity for Kingsford.
You know, that's tough to do. Scoop the balls, it's bouncing around like that. A lot of times you'll see that squib away from them or they fumble it again.
So here comes Kingsford and Kopp. He's over center, 2 wideouts and the I formation, and they got the blitz on. Kresge on the right side trying to get that corner, can't quite get there, but goes ahead for 2. So we talk about that momentum every week, and clearly the Kingsford Flivvers have it.
Yeah.
(12-7), the Kingsford Flivvers lead here at Flivver Field with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Got that offset eye behind Kopp as he waits to snap. He's going to hand that off. Nope, he pulls it back and he's rolling left. He has a man open in the flats, and that's ahead for a couple more yards. Norman catches it in the flats, has to go down. In high school sports, once that knee is down, you are down and the play is blown dead. So here we go again on 3rd and 6. Kingsford is going to use all their downs here to more than likely try and get into pay dirt, but we'll see. Here's Kopp, offset eye. He's going to pull that back again from Kresge and roll his right. And
intercepted on the goal line.
Thought he had a man there, and the Lumberjacks step in front of that. That's number 22 for Wausau East. That's Sam Moses.
Sam Moses having a big night to start.
Yeah, he kind of just waited there, and unfortunately, Kopp didn't see him and threw it right into his chest.
You know, I saw the guy Kopp was looking at. It looked like the tight end kind of settled down, and unfortunately, Moses was just jumped in front of that.
Yep, not easy to do, to roll right in a lot of traffic and try and come across the body to get that in there. So here comes Wausau East quickly getting to it, and it's a handoff on the right side. That's going to be good for about 3 yards for Wausau. That's definitely one that Kopp wants back, I'm sure. Down this far, coming away with no points out of the red zone. So Coach Navarro was telling us this is a big, strong team, and by the looks of it, he is correct. That line is big and ready to rumble. And there's a handoff. Little counter to the right side, picks up another couple.
Going to be a little bit short of that first down chain, though.
It sure is. That's going to bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and about 2 yards, maybe 1. Long one, as they say.
It's a long one for sure. Good opportunity here to get a stop and flip the field.
And that'd be a great defensive stand to get out of here 1, 2, 3 and get that right back. So a lot of backs in the backfield on this one. Moses, it's going to be a sneak right up the middle. 15, and the quarterback, Matt Heinrich, grabs about 5 yards on a first down for Wausau. A lot of misdirection going on that play in the backfield.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I think the Flivvers saw that there was a lot going on as well. He looked at the front line there, getting right past the quarterback and all the misdirection going on in the backfield. I like that little play.
So Heinrich goes back and right up the middle. He's going to hand that off and be content doing so to number 7. That's Jack Ormond. Hope I got that right, Jack. Cardew comes off the field, takes a little breather.
So 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 5. That's so far a fast-moving ball game.
Yeah, it's rolling right along here. Here's Wausau East ready for this snap. Moses in motion, gets the ball on the left side, and he's picking his way through. Again, up for a yard or two before the Kingsford Flivvers push him back.
Man, they sure hide that ball well.
Like it was pushed back by Carter Kresge and some of his friends in blue. Good tackle, Carter. So that brings up 2nd and 2. Or is that third and 2?
Another 3rd down. Both teams here going deep into 3rd down.
2 in the backfield, Moses in motion, and they're going to
counter.
Misdirection. Oh, and they had it. They need to stop it now.
Oh, you got to wrap up there.
There you go. That is the key. Number 4, Ben Rumpf makes a tackle, but not before Wausau gains about 20 and a first down with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
You know, a lot of shoulder tapping going on out there. They wrap up at the first level, and Wausau East is punting right now.
Punting.
It's 3rd down.
Oh, if they wrapped up and tackled. Got it. Ears aren't working either, apparently. So first down and 10, and Heinrichs goes back, rolling right, looking deep down, throws a short pass, and oh, that ball's almost picked off by the quarterback of the Flivvers, Tyler Kopp. He wishes he had that one back. That would have made up for the giveaway he had on the other end.
You know, it sure would have given him a nice short field to work with and hopefully put up a few more points, but nonetheless, it's going to bring up third down.
You can see how disappointed he is. He really wanted that one. Slipped right through his arms. I really like what Wausau East is doing, though, with those formations. They put 22 Moses in motion quite often and create a lot of misdirection. So as I say that, they hand it right up the middle. Pretty straightforward to number 2, Leverett. He's ahead for a couple. And this sets up as we're seeing Wausau East drive this ball, as they really just are patient. They're handing it off in different ways. They're getting 2-3 yards, using every play of the series, bringing up 3rd and 8 here, but
patient. They're using a lot of the play clock as they're already down to 3 minutes.
And at 3rd and 8, there's only one back in the backfield, and Heinrich going straight back in the pocket. He's got his man, number 7, right at the first down marker, and definitely far enough for the first down. That's Jack Ormond.
Yeah, Jack slipped out into the flats there, and there's really no one covering him. His quarterback found him, picked up the first down rather easily.
Like I said, it does seem to be confusing the Kingsford defense just a bit with all the misdirection and a nice mix of plays. So 15, Matt Heinrich takes control of that Wausau East offense, and he's got another man in motion. He's going back, and oh, that's met and almost fumbled there. And then after Kresge makes the initial hit, all his buddies come in, and that's going to be a loss of a couple for the Lumberjacks. So that brings up a 2nd and long yardage.
Yeah, that's one of those disadvantages that they have running that slow-moving offense. If they can't get, if the line can't hold.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, which creates that time. And when Kresge came squirting through that line, he almost took the handoff.
Yeah,
he was close to it. So 2nd and 15, and the Lumberjacks are back looking to pass, and good pressure from Kingsford. There's number 7 on the tackle from Kingsford, and that's Hunter Bilgreen in for the tackle and the sack.
That brings up the longest third down of this game so far.
Third and 19 for the Lumberjacks, and Kingsford just has to be smart here and contain and make sure they don't let anybody slip behind them as far as the DBs go. They're pointing and they're making sure they're ready for this play, as it's straight back in the pocket for Heinrich. He's looking
good
pretty
coverage.
deep. He's got a man
intercepted.
And off.
He's got room to run.
And that's Kopp getting his way. Little extra shove by number 2 from Wausau as he goes out of bounds. And Tyler Kopp makes up for an ill-advised pass before and gets it right back all on his own. Good job, Tyler.
Yeah, good work there, Tyler. And another series starting with good field position for the Flivvers.
It almost looked as though that ball slipped out of Heinrich's hands a little bit.
I think it did. It floated, and it was quite a few yards deeper than where that ball ended up. So 1st and 10 for the Flivvers.
With a minute 8 to go, Kingsford up 12-7 in this one. Minute 8 in the first quarter, and Kopp is over center with Kresge behind him, and we're going to get a delay of game, I believe, here. It seemed like it took an awful long time. Nope, we got a timeout before that happened. Timeout Kingsford, and we'll take one with them and be right back on your Kingsford High School Broadcast Network. So Kingsford comes out of the timeout ready to take that ball over. 1st and 10 after the interception from Kopp on the 35-yard line of Wausau East. Kresge in the backfield, right down in front of us here. Kopp back, pulls that handoff away. He's looking to the center right. He escapes a couple of defenders and then throws that out pretty much away, and will take another stab at it on 2nd down. Good decision making there by Tyler Kopp to get rid of that ball. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, he was pretty much scrambling for his life the second that ball was snapped. Looked like he was going to make something out of nothing, but made the smart decision to get rid of that football and see 2nd down.
He did. One of the things that Coach Navarro talked to us about this week was simplifying things a bit, not to put so much pressure on the quarterback to get things done. He responded well there.
Yep.
So here we go, 2nd and 10 on the 35 now. Little motion to the right, and Kresge right up the middle, running hard. He's met by number 54, the Lumberjacks, and that is Eli Glazier on the tackle. Met him right in the hole, but not before he gains 3 yards.
Yeah, Kresge sure runs hard. You know, playing tailback tonight, but usually listed at fullback. Defines a hard runner.
He's going to come out on this one. That was a pretty good shot he took. He was running a bit upright on that one, I would say, and he was met in the hole by the middle linebacker.
Those screen passes can be home run shots at the high school level.
So that's the end of the first quarter here from Flivver Field. Kingsford holds a 12-7 lead. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 9 for Kingsford, who will likely punt, and we'll be back with that play in just one moment. So we're back here waiting 4th and 9 to see what the Flivvers are going to do. They're in a little close to punt, I would think, as Nick points out in the break.
Look for that tight end screen pass here.
They're running up to that line quick. And here we go. 4th and 9. Little movement there. No flag. It's going to be a pass from the back,
he's got room.
all the way back to Kopp.
One
He's
block.
got room out there. He's got a lot of room, and it's Kopp on the left side with the 1st down and some. Great looking play there. A little trickery that actually worked.
You know, that's a play Coach Navarro's had in his arsenal for years. He used to call that play Harley. He'd pitch it, the quarterback would sneak out the backside, and everyone's looking to the right. He would flip that over to the backside, and never seen it work like that. Awesome to finally see.
It was a good looking play. Fun stuff. So much for keeping it simple.
Coach Navarro, he's got a deep playbook, let me tell you.
So here we go, 1st and 10, the ball's on the 19. I formation behind Kopp, and he hands it right up the middle for a gain of nothing. Met right in that hole by a lot of Wausau East Lumberjacks.
You know, you go back to that 1st down play, there's a lot of different options you can run off of that originally, too. It'd be fun to see some of them one night here at Flivver Field.
So that brings up a 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 19. Offset eye for Kingsford. And Kopp is going to fake that handoff, and he's in trouble, but escapes somehow. He's not going to get rid of it, and wow, he's got a man open, and that's Carter Kresge for a gain of
Stankina.
I'm sorry, Stankina. And that looks like it's going to be enough for the 1st down, right at the marker. Down at the 9-yard line. They might have to take a measurement on that, although I'm going to say it's a 1st down. and they're going to agree.
That was a first down effort, that's for sure. Kopp really had nothing from the moment he faked that handoff. He picked his head up and he had a guy in his face. He was running for his life from the moment that that ball was snapped.
Yeah, I think they all thought, as we thought, he was either going to go down or out of bounds, and he just kind of kept moving.
Well, when your receivers keep running the route and they work their way back to the football like you saw Stankina do there, things open up, and Kopp was able to find him.
So here we go in the red zone for Kingsford, trying to make up for the last time, and Kopp does a redirection right there to Norman, starts on the right side, comes across to the left, and gains another 5 or 6, taking it down to maybe the 3-yard line, 2-yard line. Good run there with 10:50 to go in the second. Kingsford trying to add to their lead here at 12-7 on a cool evening on homecoming night for the Kingsford Flivvers. Put your dancing shoes on, students.
Students, put your dancing shoes on.
You have a homecoming dance to go to after this.
Hook to the fence up here.
That's never good. So here we go, 2nd and 3rd, and we are going to get, I think, a timeout from the Kingsford Flivvers. So the second timeout of this game, that one's charged to Kingsford, and on 2nd and goal with 3 to go, 10:21 left in this half, first half, Kingsford has a 12-7 lead. Back with that play right after this. So, Nick, you played under Coach Navarro when you were here at Kingsford. What do you see him doing on a 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line after a timeout?
2nd and goal, what he's doing right now is he's getting his front line fired up. I'm hoping he's going to hand that ball to Logan Norman. Although here comes number 4. He's changing personnel quickly down there.
And here he comes back out. And we talked to Coach. He was mixing some things up on that offensive line this week. They've been missing Zach Smith the last few weeks due to a concussion. So mixing some different people in to take his place.
Yeah, he pointed out they miss him. Especially, can run behind him well.
So here we go, 2nd and 3rd, and what are they going to do, Nick Smith? They're going to hand that ball right up the middle to Kresge, and he's across for the touchdown.
Kresge, that's Ben Rumpf.
What? That is Ben Rumpf. The LASIK surgery is wearing off. That sure looks like a 1 to me, but it's...
Is it?
No. Well,
No, here comes Rumpf jogging onto the field. That is Kresge. Yes, that is Kresge.
I was right?
You were right.
All right. Sometimes. Kresge's your ball carrier, and he gives them an 18-7 lead. Norman waiting to kick this one through the uprights. It's a snap, it's down, it's clean, the kick is up, and that is off to the right, no good. It kind of seemed as though he blew that whistle before he even kicked it.
Yeah, that's the new rules going around the league, especially at the high school level. They don't want a little extra pushing and shoving, tight quarters like that on the extra point. So if you notice, they've been blowing the play dead right after it's kicked. There's really no point to keep playing once that ball's in the air.
Yeah, that's a quick whistle. Makes sense. I'd like to welcome a new viewer, Dan Brown. He checks in.
Dan Brown, welcome to the broadcast. We're happy to have you from the Crow's Nest at Flivver Field.
Dan, a longtime Flivver fan.
Flivver of his own coming up through the ranks.
That's right. That is right. He'll continue to be a Flivver fan. It's getting loud in here, and it's not just the drums. It's this good fan base we have, and there's the kick. End over end, sticks in the ground at the 18, and Wausau picks it up. And they're ahead for a good gain out to the 34. That's number 17, Ryan Selby, 6'2" senior.
If anyone else is out there watching the broadcast, let us know where you're watching from. Always love hearing.
Sharing.
You can tweet us at JPSmithCo. Last week we had people in Arizona tuned in for the Flivver game.
Here's Wausau, 1st and 10 from the 34. It's a handoff up the right side. That's number 2. And Kresge brings him down, but not after he drags him an extra few yards. That's Donovan Leverett from Wausau East with a nice looking run and a first down. We actually had a viewer from the UK last week.
The UK.
UK, baby, and I'm not talking Kentucky. Here's a play and a flag on that one. That was a handoff up the middle, ahead for maybe 1 yard, but flags on that play.
Rather quick flag.
What was it, procedure?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it was. Blew it dead right away.
It's one of these. Legal shift is the play.
Let us know what that is.
Huh?
Let us know what that is.
It's a legal shift.
Oh.
Our friendly PA announcer let us all know that. So we'll see what they come back with on 1st and 15. For the 5-yard penalty, we'll redo first down. It's Heinrich at quarterback. He's got one back in the backfield. He's going to hand that off to number 2.
Swallowed up immediately.
Leverett. And he's a little slow to get up.
No, Stanish made that tackle again. He's having himself a great game tonight.
Good start to the game.
All sides of the ball.
Really is a pretty decent crowd here tonight for a
homecoming football game.
Chilly cold Friday, October evening. So this is a big down for the Flivvers, trying to keep the momentum on their side on 2nd down. Had some movement up front, no flags. Heinrich rolling to the right, has nobody to throw to, and he's forced out of bounds, but gets rid of the ball before taking the loss. So even a bigger down on 3rd down and 17 from their own 37 and 8:41 to go in this first half.
We'll have the homecoming crowning of the king and queen at halftime, so stay tuned for royalty from Flivver Field.
Bring that to you live tonight.
Got any predictions?
I'll leave that for this next play, but on 3rd and 17, Wausau's looking to their left side.
Ooh.
They're going deep. Not sure what the flag was unless it was holding on Wausau East. Looks like it's going to be against Wausau, already pointing that way.
Expect the Flivvers to decline this one.
We got a hold on the Lumberjacks. That'll be declined, as Nick said, from Coach Navarra. Going to bring up 4th and 17. So good play on both sides of the ball from your Kingsford Flivvers tonight, as Wausau prepares to punt on this one.
Especially special teams. Maybe we can get something going again here.
So the Lumberjacks wait for that snap. It's a floater. Ooh, a lot of pressure by Kingsford, but he somehow gets that off. Ooh, and it almost hits his own player, number 22. There'll be no return. And the Flivvers will take over at the 26-yard line with 8:26 to go in the 2nd quarter. Always a classic here at Flivver Field. Taking over the camera duties really quick here. So you watch those tuba players. They're into it. band having fun tonight. Oh, Nick's telling me to get away from his camera. It's about time to play some football. And he's right. So here we go, Kingsford, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, and we get movement.
Pick up an easy few for the Flivvers here.
As the Lumberjacks jump offside. And again, Coach Navarro really stressing how disappointed he was last week in all the penalties that were being called on his Flivvers, and had to get the team back into the mental groove, so to speak, this week, and he thought he was successful, and by the looks of it, he's been so far.
Yeah.
So 1st and 5 for Kingsford now. The I formation behind Kopp. Going to hand that off to the fullback, and he's met hard. Whoa.
Met by a bunch of Lumberjacks.
That's a big hit, and coming out of that pile is big 36 from Wausau. Nap Jezik, he's a senior, 6'2", 245. Boy, did you see him?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He came through there fast.
Big dude.
So they're going to give him no loss, no gain. So 2nd and 5 we have on the 30. Wausau jumping around on the defensive end. Kopp's looking to his left all the way. He's going to go deep, and that's should be a penalty, but there's no call on that. Kingsford hoping for a hold.
I think they had a case there.
They did, at least from our vantage point, but no call on Chris Carollo. Easy to see from way up here, but that happens, and you continue on. So 3rd and 5, still from that 30-yard line with 7:41 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Tom Quick says in the 4th quarter, Iron Mountain only up by 1, 7-6 in Calumet.
Are they in Calumet?
In Calumet,
Ooh,
on the road.
It'll be cold there.
2.5 hours north.
On 3rd and 5, that offset I, it's a fake handoff to the right. A lot of protection out here, looking for somebody, and he's got that somebody. It's Carter Stankina ahead for a 1st down and then some. Good play there. Way to be patient, Tyler Kopp, as he let that play formulate, and Stankina opened up for a gain of 20.
Yeah, it's the 2nd time tonight you saw him roll out this way, be patient, wait for his guy to find an open spot, and he found him. Rewarded old Stank for getting open.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 48, and that's going to be a quick hitter up the middle. Looks like Norman pushing his way through there. Head for about 6.
Yeah, Norman's big, strong kid. Like to run him between the tackles. Can usually pick up 5 yards.
And there's Nap Jezik again on the Wausau East Lumberjacks making that tackle.
It's 7 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
How much was it, 50-50?
Didn't hear. They just called it out.
223 or 400? That'll be 200. All right, 2nd and 5 for the Flivs, and they're going to hand that up the middle. Miscommunication between Kopp and Kreski as they bumped into each other, and Kreski gets pushed back a few yards there as a host of Lumberjacks greet him and throw him back. So a loss of 3 on 2nd down, going to bring up 3rd and 8 with 6:24 to go here in the 2nd. So what do you think here, Nick Smith?
I'm thinking the fake pitch, and he's hitting the tight end on the seam route.
Maybe a little rollout here to your right again. See where they go. As Kopp takes that snap, he's going to look right all the way, and now he's rolling. Got a flag thrown in there. He's got Carollo deep.
Oh!
That's the catch of the night. Unfortunately, probably not going to stand, but great catch by Carollo.
He went over the top of that guy to bring that ball back.
I hope you got that one, because that could be on SportsCenter tomorrow.
I hope I did too. Sometimes I get caught up in the watch.
Fortunately, that one's coming back.
He looked like Lorenzo Kane bringing back a home run there. Brewers center fielder.
I know who it is. It's baseball. We're playing football.
Sorry, still a little stuck on the Brewers game this week.
Right? No. It freed up a lot of our time for the fall. Beautiful fall weather here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. No time to watch baseball, at least when your favorite team's not in it anymore. That's how I'm looking at it, positive spin.
I believe Dan Brown has a lot of time freed up too.
Yes, he does. As the Chicago Cubs didn't qualify for the playoffs.
10-game skid.
All right, so here we go. It's 3rd and 22. A long way to go, and Kopp's going to take a shot at this downfield, rolling right. He's going to have to throw that away, and does wisely. Gets a good hit there at the end of that.
Yeah, Coach Berlinski's on the sideline looking for a flag there, and here
up and out of there, but that should draw a penalty, and no penalty there either. The Lumberjacks pick that up, and they're going to have great field position, as you say, turn the field.
Yeah, 20-yard punt there.
It looked like Standish, the punter, had a hand to the face mask, but no call there. And good for Ben. He didn't complain about that all that much. So Wausau takes over, as I said, in good field position. Here's some of that mixing up with the some misdirection, I should say, with the Lumberjacks, and they pull off a 3-yard gain on the ground. Did you ingest a mosquito?
It's something in my nose there.
A little distracted here as the play-by-play analyst I finally muted. Hopefully you couldn't hear all that, but.
Muted? Yeah, there I am.
There you go. I'll let you back in now. So 2nd and 8 for the Lumberjacks as they look like they're going to run this again on the left side. And there's number 4, and that's Rumpf. Slows them up. Ben Rumpf initially with the tackle there. Still going to have 5 to go on 3rd down. Out goes Sam Moses, and in comes Leverett for the Lumberjacks. Check that. Moses decides to stay in. And in the backfield, one man in the backfield, everybody tight in on this pass, straight back pass. A lot of pressure by Kingsford, and they make the tackle on this one. Good effort there.
Yeah, it's sticking with a play. Lucky that ball didn't come out, you know. He held that out a couple times like he wanted to throw it. Guys chasing behind him, swinging around at that ball.
Was that Lance Weiss on that tackle?
Here in our video feed is frozen right now. If it's rolling, let us know.
Seems as though it's running on our end. There's a big snap almost over the
Flags
head.
flying.
And he's going to have to take that as Kingsford.
Ooh.
Whoa, what was that?
I think that was a smart play.
So the punt almost went over the kicker's head. He was engulfed by a couple of Flivvers, still tried to kick that away. Got it away somehow. Back up to halfway up to the line of scrimmage. And then a flag goes down, so we're going to just let them sort that out. Looks like we have an illegal procedure on the Lumberjacks, which may be fortunate for them if that causes that play to go dead. But yet to see what the call is. Kingsford looks like there's a legal procedure on the Wausau East Lumberjacks. Kingsford declines it. It was not blown dead, so that should be 1st down for Kingsford. Kresge coming off the field as the Flivvers get ready to make their move with 3:08 to go, still in the second quarter in this half. Looks as though our video is moving.
Yep, I'm hearing that too now.
And here we go. Kingsford really wants to take advantage of this last 3 minutes of the first half, up 18-7 and on the 49-yard line. Quick snap to Kopp, and that's given to, I think that's Rumpf. And he gets close to the line of scrimmage. Ben Rumpf coming all the way from the left side in the receiver position. Comes in motion and gets a handoff. Couldn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. That leaves the Flivvers with 2nd and 11. Clock ticking at 2:42. And here's Kopp in shotgun. Couple of wideouts, more motion from Rumpf. Gonna fake that handoff. There's back to the other side.
One block to make here.
And that block is made. He needs to get upfield though, and can only get about 2-3 yards on that, but positive yardage.
I love that play.
Gives the Flivvers something to work with. Yeah, it is a nice misdirection, especially with the motion coming off the left side.
That's an awesome play, especially when they set it up like they did there. So it brings up 3rd down, 2 minutes left in the half. It'd be nice if they could come away with a couple points here. Go into the locker room, warm up, crown a prince and queen. Out here.
Crown a
king and
queen.
King and queen. I was never big into the big homecoming court dance. Everything.
Or vernacular, apparently.
Or vernacular.
It's a king and a queen. So here it's 3rd and 7. Kopp looking right all the way. He's got a lot of pressure out here. He's going deep. And just out of the reach of Rumpf on the right side. And he takes a shot holding his right arm. Think he's okay. Gets up slowly.
Coming to get the...
He's holding that arm pretty good. See what happens.
We'll check in on him after this punt. So he's making his way to the table with the Kingsford High School, Dickinson County Healthcare System trainer.
4th and 7 on the 47, and the Flivvers are back to punt with Ben Stanish. See Ben if he can get one of those good punts off here and pin Wausau back. Pops that one up a little short. Kingsford's there waiting. And Wausau's going to choose to let that roll. And that'll take it down to the 15-yard line, where the Lumberjacks will have 1st and 10 with 1:29 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, 1:29 to go in the first half. Hopefully the Flivvers can get a stop here.
Click. Oh, it's over.
Before they come in warm up for halftime.
Is that a snap? Snapchat video?
Snapchat video.
Mm-hmm. These are pretty cool new hats, I must say. You got the K. I have the home of the Flivvers, I think. Is that what that says?
Kingsford Flivvers on your head.
Kingsford Flivvers on my head. The band getting ready to perform here at half in 1:29. But before that, Wausau snaps the ball, but a little too soon as they have movement on their side. Another illegal procedure on Wausau is going to push them back 5 yards. So if you're Wausau with a 1:27 to go in the first half, 1st and 15, down 18-7, what do you do here?
You know, Aaron Rodgers says the key to a game-winning drive is the first play of the drive.
Well, it's a handoff up the middle, and he makes some moves on the right side. Actually does a lot with that ball as Donovan Leverett, as he had nowhere to go but kicked it out to the right and gains 9 yards on that. And the clock continues to count down to 107, 106. And it appears the Lumberjacks are not in a big hurry here.
No.
Kevin Grundy, the head coach, taking his time on 2nd down. That's another handoff, but he breaks free with only 2 men to beat, and he is brought down by number 2 of the Kingsford Flivvers, Carollo. Clock continues to tick down to 32 seconds. Ball on the 42. And Wausau is going to pass this one over here towards our way on the left side. He's tackled hard, and that is almost picked off again.
Quarterback sure took a shot there. You saw him spin around, set his feet to deliver a good ball, but he paid for it.
Well, and so did our DB. Big number 82 on Wausau had to start playing defense there, Jacob Thome.
Yeah, that was a jump ball.
He's big enough where he was able to really cover up the DB and block that from him catching that. Otherwise, that was another turnover. So that stops the clock with 20 seconds as Wausau brings everybody in tight again. And they're going to be good with handing that off up the middle to Leverett. And the pile just keeps pushing. No whistle yet. There it is. That likely will not end the
timeout, Lumberjacks.
The half because of the timeout. So that timeout comes at 9 seconds to go here in the second half. And we clearly can see our breath at this point.
Ooh, good point.
There it is.
It's like Lambeau Field here. As I look over at Mr. Bertoli's beautiful green grass.
He does have a nice yard over there.
One play left before, I'd imagine one play left before we head into half.
You never know. 9 seconds can last a while, although Kingsford does not have many times, one timeout left. Wausau with 2. So here we go on 3rd and 6. Ball is on the 47. It looks like they may kneel down on this. Nope, they're going to go back and pass. And here comes 7 on the tackle and the sack for a loss of 20. Hunter Bilgreen gets in there first. And he drops the quarterback for, like I said, a loss of 20. And that runs the clock out at Flivver Field. So on homecoming night, the Flivvers do a lot right. They jump out to a lead early and continue to hold on to that. The end of the first half, it's 18 Kingsford, Wausau East 7. Up next, the Kingsford High School Band. Enjoy the halftime show, everyone. So welcome back to Kingsford Flivvers Field.
Welcome back.
I can hear you good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm not sure if they can. Yeah, I can hear everything. So we're back here, just awaiting kickoff after a trip to the concession stand. Little warm up. Got our hot chocolate, number 2 for me. We're ready to call football here in the second half from Flivver Field. Not bad. No wind.
No wind.
No wind at all.
My keys to the game, true so far.
Get them hyped up and keep it going?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens here in the second half as Kingsford holds an 18-7 lead as we start the second half. Wausau East will be kicking off to start this half. And it's a low kick again.
Squibber again.
This is where we saw the kick return from
Handled
Kingsford.
well again. I think that's Norman, your homecoming king.
Very true. The king and the queen were named. I think you called it, what did you call it, the queen and the prince?
Queen and the prince.
It's actually a king and the queen. And at halftime, the homecoming king of 2019 is Logan Norman. Call his name quite often.
Yeah.
And the queen was Anna Mervich. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 37. Kingsford starts out with the ball, and they're going to hand that off over to Kresge on the left side. He's up for a couple as he tries to go off tackle, but runs once again into big number 36, Jack Nepjazic. Jack's been all over the field tonight for
he's been active.
The Lumberjacks.
Iron Mountain wins. Thank you, Mr. Quick. 15-14 final. Wow, a tight one up in Calumet.
Here's Kingsford on a 2nd and 9. There's a blitz up the middle by Nepjazic. That's covered, and it's out to number 7 for the Flivvers. That's Hunter Bilgreen. He gets that ball in the flats and comes up a few yards short of a first down. And now I am frantically looking for my gloves. Ah, there they are.
Found mine.
Gotta have the gloves on tonight.
Unless you're running the camera and the scoreboard.
That's true. So that reception leaves Kingsford with 3 to go. They're up to the 44-yard line, their own 44, with an 18-7 lead.
Give you a look at the queen.
Oh, there you go.
Congratulations in order.
And Kingsford with the hard count doesn't quite get them to jump offside. Kresge spinning around and fighting.
He's going to get the first down.
He's close, but I think he might be. No, the ref is saying first down. I thought he was probably a little short, but there we go. First down, Kingsford. And they're starting out strong here in the second half. Kopp, as you remember, left the game a little nicked up with an arm injury. Looks like he's back in the game. We'll watch to see how he throws the rest of the way. See if he's bothered by that at all. Kingsford in that offset eye here with 1st and 10 from the 48. And it looks like they're going to throw it here. Excuse me.
You know, he had his receiver there, Kresge. No, that's not Kresge. That's a 7, Bill Green. Looked like he gave up on the route a little bit there, didn't it?
A little miscommunication possibly there. Hard to see. The ball was not delivered on target, as we've seen. That could be a miscommunication, stopping the route, a sore arm. Where that leaves us is 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 48, and Kingsford looking to get some more positive yards by throwing it. They're going to unfortunately get called for a hold in the backfield. A lot of pressure coming up in Kopp's face, which caused the hold. Kopp just sees that and sees he's going to have to try that one again. So here you go, as you start the second half, you still sense that energy. From the Flivvers, although you get a couple penalties creeping in here, and you're just not sure what might happen, and hopefully it doesn't start the pattern. So, okay, here we go. Fake handoff up the middle. There's that play you like, but the knees hit the ground, and that's a dead play.
Yeah, I love that play.
Boy, they've lost a lot of yardage here. It's 2nd and a mile. Actually 3rd down now as we regroup, 9:20. The time is ticking away here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, big 3rd down here. Even just to pick up a few yards so they can punt.
What are you laughing at? Oh, we're having fun here at Kingsford's Flivver Field. Up in the nest, outside.
Up in the nest, cold weather's getting to me.
No place I'd rather be. It's actually not bad at all.
Case of the giggles. 3rd and long here for the Flivvers.
3rd and 34, and that's going to just, Kingsford will be happy just to,
like I said,
hand that off up the middle and move on to 4th down where the punting team comes out. Ben Stanish comes onto the field, hoping to get one of those booming kicks off this time. We've seen that throughout the year. Ben has really done a nice job back there punting this year for the Kingsford Flivvers. Wausau with 2 men back.
Squibber back to him.
And that's not going to be one of his best, but he gets a great outcome with the bounce. And that's going to get all the way down to the 38 of Wausau East. So no return on that play. Wausau East will take over at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. And they're going to get ready to make something happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to put some points up.
As head coach Kevin Grundy would like to see nothing more than to start this half off with some points. So here we go with the misdirection, and wow, I couldn't even follow that, but it went off the left side. That's Moses, number 22, Sam Moses, up the left side after all the misdirection, and he moves the chains, just what Coach Grundy wanted to see on first down. That takes it all the way out to the 49-yard line. Moses in motion, and then more misdirection that goes to Moses, and Kingsford is there for that.
Yeah, they sniffed that one out. Got a good read on it and made a play.
Looked like Kresge was on the tackle over there. 2nd and 10, 7:08 to go. It's right on the 50-yard line for the Lumberjacks. More motion from the Lumberjacks, and that's not fooling anybody on the Kingsford side.
I believe that's Kresge again.
Kresge again coming in hard from the left side, and he wraps up number 7 for the Lumberjacks. That's Jack Ormond. Good play by Kresge there.
Lots of yards on that play.
Yeah, that was a great play. 3rd down and 12 to go. Ball's on the 48, and Heinrich goes straight back. More pressure from the Flivvers coming. That opens up a guy in the flats. That's number 22. Come on, Kingsford, wrap that ball carrier up, and they do. All 3 of them right there.
Yeah, they all stuck with that. Let the Flivvers get to the ball and bring up 4th and 6 here.
Kresge and Elliott Johnson on the tackle. Looks like Wausau is gonna punt this one away. A little confusion on who's in and out. That does give them 12 players and
12?
I'm sorry, 11. Did I say 12?
You said 12.
There's the punt. That's a nice punt. Recount them while they're doing this. Good catch there by Carollo, and he's off to the races once again down the right side. Gets 2 tacklers to miss before 56 on the Lumberjacks wraps him up. That's Reese Ament. Good run by Carollo there. Gets him back to almost the original line of scrimmage there. So 1st and 10 for Kingsford with 5:31 to go. Ball is on the 42-yard line of the Kingsford Flivvers. Ref blows that ball into play, and here we go. So things have quieted just a little bit here at Flivver Field as the time continues to widen down. Wausau East applying more pressure with a blitz. Kingsford gets it nicely, and that's out to Norman for a nice play. Gain of 20 yards and a 1st down.
1st down, fit for a king.
And we talked to Coach Navarre yesterday about that offensive line, and from what the adjustments they made within that line, it's holding up against a big Wausau East team.
Yeah, and you even saw the middle linebacker time that blitz perfectly, and the Flivvers just flat out picked it up.
Picked it up, rolled away from it, and had an open man in Norman, the king of the homecoming. Whoa. Let's go to the game. Sorry about that, everybody. Kresge takes the ball up the left side, gets the corner for a few.
Thank you, Grandma, for correcting that.
It's literally Nick's grandma.
Letting us know all you could see was our backs. We apologize.
It's not your best side, as they say.
Beats my face.
Okay, so we go to 2nd and 6, 4:55 here as the clock runs down. Little misdirection up the middle for Kingsford, and they get about 2 yards out of that. That's going to bring 3rd down. And right now, Kingsford has to be happy seeing that clock quickly erode away here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, nothing like having a 2-score lead and running clock.
And you know, the Kingsford Flivvers haven't had a whole lot this year as far as a big lead, so they're going to want to hold on to that and see how they react to it right now. So 3rd and 5, and that's the handoff up the middle. Looks like Kresge, he finds room on the left side, and arm tackle down. Looks like the Lumberjacks just got a piece of his arm, and it was just enough to stop him as he hit that corner.
Yeah, you might have been gone if you didn't catch any of that cloth there. But it was enough for the 1st down. Keeping this drive alive. The north end zone of Flivver Field.
So here we go on 1st and 10 from the 22. A little bit of motion there, stutter step. Kresge up the middle looking for room, and he has another 2 to 3. Kingsford doing a nice job here, just getting a couple of yards. We talked about Wausau East earlier in the game, being patient, taking their 2, 3, 4 yards at a time and working that clock. Kingsford feels like they're doing the same here. Also doing a pretty good job of timing everything as far as using that play clock.
Yeah, hopefully they can use a lot of clock here as we take later into this game.
Here's Kopp. He gives it over to Kresge, and he's going to try this left side again. Can't quite get the corner before being brought out of bounds by number 80, Caleb Grzinski. He's a senior, 6'2", 230, according to the program. Like we said, a lot of big athletes over on that Wausau East side. Big, good-looking team.
Winning record.
Winning record at 3-1. And looking, obviously, to extend that. So it's 3rd and 6 to go here on the 17-yard line. Offset eye for Kingsford. Kopp waiting that snap. He gets it. He's going to look right down the middle to Bill Green, and that's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Flivvers.
Nice looking play. He actually made me think he was going out to the right to Carollo and took it right down the middle of the field to a wide open Bill Green. Hunter Bill Green, the tight end, sneaks into the middle of the field between the linebackers and pulls in an easy catch for 7 and the TD.
Yeah, that's one of the best design plays the Flivvers have in the arsenal. You love when Coach Navarro sets that up, and you saw how wide open that tight end was.
So Kingsford attempting that first extra point this fine evening, and it's good. Took a while to get across the crossbar, but it got there. And with 2:23 to go in the third quarter, we're at 25 Kingsford and Wausau East 7. He was saying that at the exact same time.
PA announcer threw you for a loop there. We'll take you back and walk through that last play. What you saw there was the tight end on the right side of the line of scrimmage. The quarterback fakes the pitch while everyone's going that direction. The tight end's stock blocking for 1,001, 1,002. He's going to release. He gets away. The second he releases, he's going to look back to the quarterback. Kopp hit him in stride. Touchdown, Flivvers. That's a Coach Mark Navarro classic. He's been running that for years, folks.
That's how it worked, I'm sure. If you missed it, that's exactly how it happened. So as I tried to say before, Kingsford with a 25-7 lead here, kicks it off down the center of the field, lands at the 30, goes over the head.
What a hop.
Trouble for the Lumberjacks here again as they pick it up at the 5-yard line. And Kingsford sticks them back at the 3. Looks like that's Carter Stankina on the tackle. Good job, Carter. And you're right, special teams is making a difference here for the Kingsford Flivvers tonight.
They've had an awesome night on special teams.
So we'll see what happens here with Wausau, what they come out with. They haven't had a whole lot of success yet here in the second half. That's going to be a pitch out to the left, and nothing doing there.
Ooh, he's cutting back, though.
All the way back. May have gained 3 or 4 on that, although ran 15. That's number 2. He's getting up a little slow as Leverett. He's a senior at 6 feet tall. Good looking running back.
Yeah.
Looks like he's limping a little bit as he runs off the field. So 2nd down and 2 to go here in the third quarter. Ball's on the 14. We got motion from Moses coming left, and they give that to him on the left side, going off tackle, and he's across the 16-yard line. That's going to be a first down. They'll move the chains on that one. So 1st and 10, ball's on the 19. Clock is ticking away here, getting near the 1 minute mark left to play in the third quarter.
It was a fast third quarter.
It was. Matt Heinrich's the quarterback. He's got a full backfield, and they're going to give that one right up the middle to number 2, Leverett. He came back in the game, and he gets another 7 or 8 yards. Once again, slow to get up, but he's going to stay in the game, kind of holding his hamstring on the left side, but going to play through it, it looks like. And that'll bring up a 2nd down, 4 to go. Leverett limps off now and is replaced in there. Heinrich in the huddle, giving the play call. Again, a full backfield and motion. This one they're going to take off the right side, but once again, Kingsford's there. That's Ben Stanich.
Man, their defense just looks great tonight.
He came crashing in on the left side. Caught him in the backfield. So with 3 quarters in the books, Kingsford scores 25, and Wausau East Lumberjacks are at 7.
That was a quick third quarter. Hopefully the Flivvers can chew away a little more clock here in the 4th.
And we'll be back right after this brief timeout. So here we go with the start of the 4th quarter, and the Kingsford Flivvers with a 25-7 lead. And Wausau on 3rd and 2 does a quick little handoff to Leverett. He's up far enough for another 1st down. And boy, he's just really struggling, is number 2, Donovan Leverett. Limping every time he gets up, but still getting positive yardage every time they hand off to him.
He's a tough guy.
Back in the huddle he goes. So the Lumberjacks continue the drive from the 30, their own 30. Heinrich going back, and he hands that one up the middle, and he's met hard by, what do we got there? Is that Norman? Nope. Looks like that might be Elliott Johnson. Elliott Johnson. As far as we can tell on our end, getting some complaints about the scoreboard not being updated, but
it's 25-7. That's
everything what says on our end that it's updated. Apologize for that. There's a handoff to the right side. That's number 7. He's pointing out front to get his blockers to get a path cleared for him, and he gets enough path, is number 7.
He's calling for his blockers, but ran down from behind.
Jack Ormond, nice little run there. And they're going to mark him a little short of that 1st down. So that brings up a short 3rd and 1. Ball's on the 39. And there's that quarterback sneak by Heinrich, and he's up for a good 2 or 3 yards and a 1st down. A couple times they've done that tonight, and it's worked for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, that's a good little play.
And that's 1st and 10. Ball's on the 42. Heinrich gets the snap. He's going to hand that off to the left side, trying to get around the corner. Running back slips. That's Moses. And so does 56 from Kingsford slips as he knocks him down a little late.
A lot of rain this week.
That Stankina looks like might have made the tackle there. 56, Zach Smith is not in the game. Error in that call. I think it was 55. Lucas Tappy on the stop. So 2nd down and 9, and here's Heinrich looking to pass.
Ooh,
he's
he never
met
saw
there
him.
Again by Ben Stanich, I think. There's Ben. And Stanich comes in hard off the left end and surprised Heinrich there. It's a good thing he held onto that ball.
That was a great form tackle by Ben. He kept his head up, hit him square, and wrapped him up for a loss of 5 yards.
So the only thing I've noticed from my vantage point is Ben's crashing hard on that from that defensive end position.
Mm-hmm. From the left side, all game he's been in the backfield.
If you're Wausau East, a quick pitch out to the right or a fake, sometimes
something to get around him.
Right, when an end crashes like that, it can create a problem later.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to keep him honest.
Here's Heinrich with the pass, and Stanich holds him
clean
there, and he gets a lot of pressure this time. And Heinrichs is pretty slow to get up here. Still down, but he gets to his feet.
Didn't see what happened there. I was chasing the ball.
If I could read these numbers better on the Flivvers, I could tell you what happened. I think that's number 72, Ethan Batty, who applied a lot of pressure and the tackle as Heinrich let go of the ball. But Heinrich is up and off the field, and Wausau will be punting. Punting from their own 36-yard line. High snap, he gets it down. They're coming in hard. Ben Stanich almost gets that ball, doesn't. Fielded cleanly by Carollo on the right side, and he's down. Check that, that's number 5.
He's getting a few extra yards for it, too.
Tyler Kopp gets that ball, and
late hit comes in.
Yep, late hit out of bounds, and that's going to be another 15 yards. Clearly 2 or 3 yards out of bounds when he took that hit.
Aggressive hit, too. Eight minutes left here in the fourth quarter from Flivver Field.
My iPad actually getting moisture on the screen this cold weather. So the Lumberjacks will return back to Wisconsin and play. Looks like they're going to play at home next week against Antigo. Here's Kingsford, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Bringing pressure.
And that's a handoff up the right side here. And that's a gain of 2. And that carry was by, did you see?
I didn't.
Again, 4. Does that not look like a 5 on that jersey? But I know it's not the quarterback.
6. Caleb Boone.
So 6 with the carry, Caleb Boone. You sure?
No.
Because that looks like Kresge down the backfield, but it's the same number. So 2nd and 9 from the 34, and that's going to go to the tailback. I think you're right, number 5. That can't be
6.
Boone.
Caleb Boone.
5 and 6 on the Kingsford jersey looks very.
X, if you're out there, confirm to us that is your brother.
Speaking of games, if Kingsford can hold on to this lead and this win, it was critical to their hope for getting in the playoffs was to get by this game tonight to give them a chance to make sure they get enough wins to qualify. This certainly helps with that.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, it's a tough conference schedule coming up for the Flivvers down the home stretch here later in the year.
So
Timeout.
3rd and 8, and it looks like we are going to get a timeout. Wausau East. Yeah, as you were talking about tough conference schedule, they only have one more home game the Flivvers do, and that's going to be next week, 7 o'clock. It's what is referred to as a light show here at Flivver Field. So they shut the lights off here at halftime, and the fireworks and the band is lit up, and they end with a big fireworks show. It's great to see. So if nothing's happening in your world next Friday night, come to this world at Flivver Field and watch not only a great football game, but a pretty exciting halftime show. It's
well-known halftime show.
That's right. And the opponent next week is interesting as well. Red Wing, Minnesota they come from to play at Flivver Field. That's a far hike.
It is a far hike, but who wouldn't want to play at Flivver Field?
Me, if I was coming from Red Wing, Minnesota. So here we go with the Flivvers, 3rd and 8. Ball on the 32. Cop back. He's going to pull that ball in and throw back to his right. And we have it. Norman.
Norman really had a great read there, waiting for his blocker to get out in front of him. He stalled just long enough to get a foot in the dirt and get around his blocker. That really was a key block. If that block wasn't made, that's a loss of yardage.
And instead it's a first down. Selby coming in from the Wausau side to make a hard hit, but Norman holds on to that ball. Could have very easily squirted out of there, but does a great job of retaining possession. So here goes Kingsford on 1st and 10, ball on the 24 with almost 6 minutes to go here in the 4th. It's a handoff up the middle. Looks like Carollo or Boone.
Fighting for every yard there.
Was it Boone again?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's got the white sleeves on just like Kresge. So giving Kresge here a little rest. Good time for Boone to jump in there, and he's picking up a lot of positive yardage here. 2nd and 4, balls on the 18 with 5:30 to go in this ball game. Kopp's going to give it to Boone again, and he's up the middle. All the way down to the 6-yard line goes Boone. That's another first down for the Kingsford Flivvers.
Boone's having a nice drive here.
Boy, and as we talked about before, that offensive line looks like they're actually wearing down this big Wausau East defensive line.
Tough-nosed football.
They're definitely smaller than the Wausau team, but having their way with them right now. So first down and goal to go from the 8-yard line. They've been doing well in the red zone, and here goes Boone again. This time he's wrapped up by number 17 of Wausau East. It's actually 47, check that, Caleb Mao.
Another nice long drive here. We're going to be right around the 4-minute mark when this ball gets snapped. Could capitalize on some points and put this game just about out of reach with 4 minutes left.
Like I said, they've done quite well in the red zone tonight. We're going to see how they do here on 2nd down and 7 to go. It's a pitch out to Boone, and he's fast getting to that corner, and he's got the
pylon,
and he's in there for the touchdown.
Touchdown Flivvers.
Caleb Boone puts on the burners and gets to that pylon, sneaks in there for the touchdown with 4:16 to go, giving Kingsford a very comfortable lead at 31-7.
You know, they really rode the back of Caleb all the way down the field, and he sure got rewarded there, punch in 6 points at the end of that drive. What a capitalization by the Flivvers late in this ball game.
So here we go, looking for one more. Kicks down, it's up, and it's good. Very good with 4:16 to go. Kingsford 32, Wausau East 7. Kingsford High School would like to thank their sponsors: Northern Interstate Bank, Baco Construction, CJ Graphics, Classic Auto Collision, Coleman Engineering, Danielson Insurance, Dickinson Healthcare System, UP Rehab Services, First National Bank,
Rudy's Body Shop, Iron Mountain Power Sports, MBM Construction, MJ Electric, Romagnoli's, Ford Town and Country, First Bank, and Back in Motion. The Kingsford Flivvers thank all their sponsors for all they do here at Flivver Field. One other thing I noticed on the Kingsford website, if you're in the market for a Flivvers Strong shirt, they have them on the website. You can print out your form. All proceeds, at least 20% of those proceeds, go back to Kingsford. Get your form on Kingsford's webpage. And there's the kickoff and a nice tackle. Looks like it's the kicker, Ben Stanish, coming down quickly.
He's sure having a good night, Ben.
Yeah, upends the runner. He's all over the field tonight. No let up in Ben.
Offense, defense, special teams, he's doing it all. He recovered that big fumble and scoop and almost score on his own kick.
So here we go, 1st and 10, ball's on the 24, 4:10 to go, and Heinrich hands it off to the right side, and once again, nothing doing.
Coach Navarre has got to be pleased with his offense and defensive line tonight.
He really is, to the point where he's now sending in more players.
Line change.
Here comes Eddie Cardew out, probably going to be the end of his night. 55 comes out, that's Lucas Tappy, along with 58, Elliot Johnson. And here comes Wausau as Heinrich is running for the first down, and he picks up a good 12 to 13, scrambling down the field.
Yeah, it looked like Heinrich's eyes were way downfield. He was looking for the deep shot there on 2nd down, looking to take a shot. But he had plenty of room to run. He decided to kick it into gear and pick up a few yards where the Flivvers were going to give it to him.
And they're not wasting any time here as Heinrich looks once again downfield, and he's going to go down the middle of the field. A hard throw by Heinrich right at the first down marker, and that will definitely be good enough for 11 yards and another first down.
Saw a lot of Brett Favre in that throw, hey?
Yeah, he leaned into it.
Young Brett Favre.
And here we go as Kingsford made all those changes. Wausau East is going fast and throwing far, and here we go again with Heinrich. Hit as he throws that ball.
Looks like 77 got an arm around him.
That's Paul Rausch, 77 for the Flivvers, if you saw that number right.
Incomplete. It's going to stop the clock here with 3:07 left in the ball game. 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line.
And Heinrich's back for a pass again, 74 through the middle of the line, provides enough pressure. That's Nate Hennis right through the middle of the line in Heinrich's face, and he couldn't get that ball off where he wanted to put it. So that stops the clock at 3:02. Ball is right at the 50-yard line, 3rd and 10 for Wausau. Just a weather update on this beautiful Friday evening. It's 38 degrees according to the Weather Channel.
38.
No wind.
Still as can be.
So 3rd and 10, 3:02, and Heinrich's back to pass again, looking right down the middle. And that's completed to number 7 for the first down. Gets far enough. It's Jack Ormont on the reception. Heinrich took another shot.
Yeah, they got to him there. It looked like a screen pass, so the offensive line were letting the D-line through. Once he held onto that ball as long as he could and dumped it off to his running back.
Yeah, Heinrich has been taking a bit of a beating here tonight from the Kingsford defense. But he's going to stay with it, and he hands that ball off on the left side. Good little stutter step. Gets Moses a couple of yards out of that. But Kingsford is there once again to cover that up.
This one's going to bring us to 2 minutes here.
2nd down and 9. Ball is now on the 37-yard line as Wausau East keeps looking downfield and throwing that ball. Here's Heinrichs with two Flivvers on top of him. And the Flivvers make the tackle there. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Third down here. Definitely in 4-down territory.
That's right, 3rd and 9, minute 40 and counting. Heinrich straight back. He likes to look down the middle of the field, throws it hard out there to Moses. Wrapped up about a yard short of the first down as he crashes into the pylon. Moses well covered there, but Heinrich throws in a
receivers look like they're getting a little tired. So they're running route after route this series.
Well, and there's no stopping here. Even with a minute 32 and the ball stops, he's going to just take that ball forward and try and get that first down.
I'm not sure he got it. This game could be over.
Well, it's likely over at 32-7 with a minute and a half to go.
Flivver ball.
But you're right, that's 4th down, and that's turnover. Good job by the D there. They were challenged with no huddle and a lot of throwing, and
minute 28 left. When they dive into no huddle like that, sometimes it's tough for the defense to get the play in, and you're just rolling with what you got and reacting on the fly. And they sure got to the ball quick and were snapping it, and the Flivvers rode that wave well.
So this game is ending and setting up for a happy night at Flivver Field for their homecoming dance, which is, I think, about ready to kick off. Already did.
Can dance away this night.
That's right, little celebration. And the Flivvers are going to snap that ball and just take a knee and run this clock out with 1:22, and the clock continues to tick. So this takes the Kingsford Flivvers record to 3-3, a big win for Coach Navarra and his Kingsford Flivvers.
Yeah, he's going to be real pleased when we talk to him this week as he gets ready for his next game.
And as I mentioned, next week, Friday, the last home game here at Flivver Field. I believe it's a doubleheader, so the JV's playing the first game, I believe, at 4 o'clock. And the Flivvers, as I mentioned, will be playing their light show game. That's at 7. So 7 o'clock next Friday night, the last home game of the season right here at Flivver Field. Come on, support your team. Siri talking to me.
That'll do it. Final score, Flivvers 32, Wausau East 7.
And that's it for us. I'm Joe Smith in a winter hat. And this is Nick Smith from Flivver Field, where, as you said, the Kingsford Flivvers won it.
Yeah, hard-fought game. Flivvers pulled away, and
I was letting our PA announcer announce that for you. But 32-7 is your final from Flivver Field. Until next week and the coaches interview, we'll talk to you, well, real quick. The last game. Dragging this on.
Well, good night from Flivver Field, and we'll see you next week.